Hello, welcome back. I hope that you can hear us. I don't know if you can hear us. Say hello if you can hear us. Hello, Tom. I see you're already in the comments. Welcome back to the Weekly Woof this week. I am Thumper. My pronouns are they, them.
Are they?
They, them, yeah, they're them.
You
trying to trick me here. I'm like, have I done something wrong
it's
here?
Fine. You have a constant identity crisis. I'm just checking.
Well, I was just like, have I said something wrong? Am I going wrong here?
And I'm Zael, and my pronouns are he, him, definitely.
That's always good.
Yes.
We're going to be a bit more casual this week, not because we couldn't find anyone. We also thought that it might be actually quite nice this week to have a bit calm down. We've had a lot of things go on. We've had Boris Johnson on our screens again on Monday. We always have fun when Boris joins.
I'm looking forward to not seeing his face on the screen for a long time.
Oh God, don't worry. We'll see him in about a few days' time. We'll be saying something new again.
Fun.
Boris Johnson's had his call. Hello,
Hello.
We also, and Sudi's on. Hello, Sudi. We also had HIV Awareness Week.
Testing week.
I've got the top on this month. We've also had LGBT History Month.
That is finishing this Sunday, I think.
This Sunday, yeah.
Yes.
And then we start on to Women's History Month. So it's Black History Month in America.
Well, there was Black History Month.
It's still going on.
Well, till Sunday.
Black History Month in America, so they swap over in UK and America. We also have International Women's Day in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I think it's, what is it, 8th of March?
8th of March, it's 8th of March. So there's so much going on.
And then Trans Awareness Week.
Oh yeah, but that's a bit far in the past.
Well, in March.
But we thought there's so much going on, there's so much happening, we don't even know what's going on half the time. I was like, a minute ago, messages were popping up and I was like, what's that? And it's like, oh, don't ignore that. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I think I might spoil my... Oh, that's it, it's my birthday as well.
It is, you'll be a ripe age of 21 even though you look 60 already.
My birthday next week. And also, it has roughly been nearly a year since I probably posted the first advert for... Pop.
Yeah, because Pop was on the
15th
of March. And you definitely started advertising around this time.
Yeah. So it's been about a year since we started pretty much Pop. Well, I started Pop and I thought, oh God, there's so much going on, and let's have a little bit of a breakdown and have a bit of a chat and a bit of a chin wag.
Let's not do a breakdown, let's have a chat.
Have a breakdown. Like, it's just
I have too many of these with you, it's fine.
True. And we thought we'd have a bit more interaction with you folks in the comments as well this week. We haven't really had that, or sometimes we have guests on. It's so hard to try and listen to the guest, talk to you, talk to the comments, and also try and do the technical issues.
and making sure that we're on time and everything. This week we don't have any games. We can't really do the stuff at the end.
We can do, but it wasn't feasible.
No, I mean at the end of the day, it just wouldn't be as fun as with another person. So
you can listen to us, which is even more fun.
How dare you? My voice is beautiful.
Mine isn't. This is why
I see our counter is still broken, so it still looks like no one's looking at us.
We still don't know if you're watching. If you are watching, please say hello, because currently we think no one's watching, and would love to see you and love to say hello.
We do need to fix that at some point.
Yeah, that's not my job. Jamie, get on it. So what should we start off? Should we start off with F.O.D testing?
Let's start from the beginning because, well, obviously,
that was a weird
everyone.
Sorry, I went. It's like standing there.
I don't know why, because your head goes that way, so you're flicking.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing. Anyway.
Either way, so we obviously have LGBTQ plus History Month this month, but. Something that the Terence Higgins Trust has been doing, and it's becoming more widespread, is obviously HIV Testing Week, that we've also been a part of, and we've been kind of promoting this year.
I got my results back. I was HIV negative and syphilis negative.
I'm going to get my results after my COVID vaccine, from the looks of it.
That wasn't through freetesting.hiv I think still works. You still get tested if you want to. You didn't do that. You went through the Florida clinic because you had a full STI check.
Yeah, I decided that I might as well get myself checked completely. So, but I'm not going to listen. I'm going to finish here. I'm not going to slag anyone off yet. It's not that part of the show. So
we're not spilling tea yet. Hello Rory. Hello Asper. We've got 4 people watching on YouTube.
Oh, that's great. Okay, that's fine.
I can have a look at Facebook in a minute. But yeah, HIV testing week went off like a bang. We had, what was it, over 15,000 tests were given out?
20,000.
20,000.
And that 20,000 was by Thursday, I think. And that was just from the actual free HIV.
Yeah, that's not
free testing
that's
for
not
HIV.
All, that's not all of the testing clinics. So it was on record. I think it was the highest amount of people tested.
Yeah. And I think it was above 30,000 by the end. From what I've been looking, I think the Terence Higgins Trust advertised this after.
Hello, Charlie.
Hello.
So yeah, and I think that's partially down to another thing that was going on this month. Well, it started a bit last month. Was It's a Sin? Great TV show.
Oh yeah.
But when we say great, it's very
impactful.
authentic. It's very authentic. It's very impactful. And it's, I don't know if my list went there, did it?
I mean, you just have a gay list.
There we go. Impactful, but it was very historically correct. And I think that was really shocking as well. You were actually looking at it, and by the end of it, I was in tears. I watched the last episode again with you because we were a bit out of sync, and I cried again. Yeah. I'm going to cry again over
I was holding it together because I don't cry with other people around.
And then you cried when you left the room.
Yeah, I shut myself in the toilet and I cried. Either way, no, and I think that
I was wondering what all that water over the floor was for. I was like, why is there so much water on the floor? Have you gone for a shower?
Yeah, but I think it was also important because I feel like when you have all those kind of outlets for the HIV and AIDS epidemic back in the day, a lot of them are very much based in America, and I think that a lot of but most documentaries also and most shows that would be based around that time would be based in America, and I think that a lot of people, especially younger people nowadays, also kind of feel a little bit disconnected because they're like, oh, this happened in America, this was an issue happened a long time ago, but happened, not in my country, and wasn't my problem really. And I think that's why It's a Sin had a very dual impact, because for the older generation, I think that they were still kind of they still heard about it, they still were at the back end, or they were actually living their youth during the epidemic, so that was really impactful for them because they remember it. But also for a lot of younger people, it was kind of understanding that it wasn't just an isolated event in the US, but it actually did happen and did have a very big impact, a lot larger than a lot of people thought, in other countries, especially in England. And there was a lot of discrimination happening
we still get it.
around it.
We still get a lot of discrimination.
Absolutely.
We still get people who say, well, I think there was a shocking fact where it was like less than 30% of people don't realise that, around about that, they don't realise that if you're on effective medication for HIV, that you can't pass on HIV.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people still know that.
No, and it's shocking. There's just like less than 40%. I'm sure of it. So in the low figures, and it's like, that's ridiculous. And it's like jobs, you go for jobs, and sometimes you have to disclose medical history, and then sometimes you have to jump through loops just because you're HIV positive and you're on effective medication. But it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make any difference. And there's so much stigma behind stigma. There's so much stigma against. I'm going posh here. So much stigma against having sex with people as well. And it's like, if you have an open and honest discussion with someone, and you learn that they're on effective medication, it should not make a difference.
Absolutely, and as long as you're monitoring and you equals you, and if you're a partner of someone.
So for what people for people at home who don't know.
Yes, U equals U equals is
Equal.
basically it
U
means
equals U
it
equals
means
U.
okay, it means
Sorry.
undetectable equals untransmittable, which means that your viral your viral count within
Load.
your blood
Viral
load, yes, in your blood is
and
so
semen.
but it's based on your blood count.
But it's saying your viral load, wherever you give it.
Yeah, but it's based on your blood count. The viral load is based on your blood.
But it's just CD4 count, isn't it?
Yes, and that's counted from the blood. That's why you have a blood test for HIV.
But your viral load is how much is like sort of how
yeah,
much
but
you
it's
could give on to someone.
Okay. Either way, can I explain
Sorry.
this? Thank you. So it basically is that your viral load is so low that you are not able to effectively transmit the disease to anyone else. Also, if you are a mother that is, because obviously, as we already talked, HIV is not only for gay men, it affects everyone equally, and everyone can get it as long as...
HIV doesn't discriminate, so why do you? Sorry.
Okay.
me being advocated as you can. Sorry, I apologize.
Yes, if you're a woman and you want to have a child, then if you are U equals U, then you do not have the possibility of giving, like, transmitting HIV to your child, which I think is a very important thing because in those cases where, you know, it's a factor of you want to have a child, some people might be deterred from it just because of the idea that you might be transmitting something. And you can't. So that's something that we have to really talk about. Plus, obviously, additionally to effective medication post contracting the virus, you also have prophylactic treatment, PrEP and PEP. So even if you are someone who's negative, you can always, protect yourself very effectively against HIV.
So
condoms.
Yeah, so just put on PrEP and PEP. So I've started to learn a bit about this now. They're two different things. So PrEP is something that you take. There's two different methods.
Pre-exposure.
Yes, there's pre-exposure prophylaxis. So there's two
prophylaxis.
Prophylaxis. Sorry,
can you say that?
No,
prophylaxis.
I can't say it.
Prophylaxis. Say it.
Prophylaxis.
Good.
I'm getting this, but it's not good. So the thing is that pre-exposure prophylaxis or PrEP is something that you take. It's a little blue pill, 500 milligrams. So it's about that big.
It's not always blue, I think.
But mainly blue. It's not fine. I don't know if I can say that word. But it's a small little blue pill. You take it daily, or you can take it event-based. It does depend on your anatomy. Yeah. And it also does depend on what sort of sex you're having and what sort of when you're planning. Are you planning your sex? Or are you just randomly doing it? There are different tools. I think we have posted in the past a nice link tree that has a link where you can look at how to take event based and how to do it continually. There is a different method. Not a different method. There is the other treatment, which is PEP, which is
post-exposure.
So if you think you have been exposed to HIV, you've had a condom rip, or someone's revealed that they are HIV positive and they aren't on effective medication after you have had sexual intercourse, you can go to the hospital or your sexual health clinic, depending on times if they're open, and get PEP. Get it as quick as possible. The quicker you get it, the better your chances of being HIV negative at the end of the day. You've got a 72-hour window, but don't wait 72 hours.
Don't figure it out and then say, oh yeah, well I have 3 days, so I'm just going to start my treatment on the last hour of the 3rd day.
Once you know, go to A&E. You can go to your sexual health clinic. They will be able to give you PEP. And take it, and they'll tell you how to take it, and you take it how they tell you to take it, and make sure that you take your pill. And it is very effective in ensuring that you do not contract the virus.
Yes.
But there are
But it's
two.
always better. Remember it's always better to take PrEP than PEP, because for PEP, for PrEP you can take it. So if you have anal intercourse, you can take them event based, which is basically what on the day of the event and then 2 days after.
That's if you're having
anal. That's what I'm saying.
Because you can have it. You have it the day before. On the day and the day after. It's like 20...
I thought, but wasn't it also that you can have it on the day and then 2 days out? I don't know.
It's a certain hour period. Yeah. I always say for me...
Day before. If you know, then you can do it day before.
I think it's between... I think it's 4... From my... It's 4 to 18 hours before you have intercourse. 4 to 8 hours after. I don't hold me to this. I'm not this great at this. And then it's...
The day after,
so much after. So you have got a bit of a window. Do look on. I think the NHS do it great. There are very. I Want PrEP Now is also a good website where you can have a look, and it will tell you how to take it event based. Also tell you how to access PrEP, because not all areas are still free on the NHS. They're slowly rolling out. I'm unsure if it's in Reading yet, but I know it's in Gloucestershire.
I think it is already.
I know it's in Gloucester because I get told that. I get annual updates.
Although, to be honest, it's through Florey Clinic, so we might not get it anywhere.
There you go. Whereas 2 pills. There you go. 2 pills, 2 to 24 hours before sex, and then
and then the pill every day until.
Yeah. So I think it's 4 to 18. 2 hours. I think it's 4 to 18.
No, you can do 24 hours before, I think.
No, I don't know.
Either way,
look on I Want PrEP Now. It's a very good website. I like the website. You can access PrEP, tell you how to access PrEP, how to get PrEP, what PrEP means, how to also talks a bit about how to access PrEP as a minority. So if you are someone who is also at risk, so some people from the BIPOC community are also higher risk than average population. Quotation mark in that. Also trans members of our community sometimes have struggles accessing PrEP because they're not an at-risk group, because they are, whatever reason that they come up with at that time of day, they say that you aren't, but you are. You are a gay man having sex with gay men, and also trans women can get the disease.
And just on that topic, it is really important to note that PrEP works differently on the type of sex that you have. If you have vaginal sex, regardless of whether you're a trans man or you're a woman, you know, if you have vaginal sex,
or trans woman
or a non-binary person, if you have vaginal sex, then PrEP takes a lot longer to build up in that area than in the anal area, which means that you can't really take it event based. You'll probably need to take it continuously, and that's something really important to note, because I feel like a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that until someone said that to me. I was like, that's actually really important, because I've never really thought about it. Because everyone just tells you the normal basis, and they go, oh, take the tablet the day before, take the tablet on the day, take the tablet after. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. But sometimes I think maybe that's not talked about in certain cases, and I think also you don't always know. You hope that the people that are in your clinic are giving you the right information, but you can never. I'm very sceptical. You know what I'm like. But it's always nice to get that reassurance from other people and actually realise, and also for you to talk to your partner and say to your partner and give your partner, knowing the right information, talk to your partner with the right information. You don't want to tell your partner, oh no, you can take it the day before, take it on the day, take it the day after, when actually, no, you're having vaginal sex, you can't do that. That's not going to work as effectively as doing the way that is prescribed.
So it's really important to kind of know what effects different medications have, definitely, and plan accordingly to that, because we had that discussion and like a couple of streams before, and at the end of the day you want to be safe by yourself. You shouldn't be trusting anyone with your health, and you should be safe for yourself first and foremost, and you shouldn't be trusting people.
I'm not going to trust you to cook now.
Huh?
I'm not going to trust you to cook.
I don't trust you to cook.
I was like, trust me with health, I don't trust you to cook.
I could cook a lot better than you. So
okay, I see how it is.
I mean, it's true. But at the end of the day, why, people do sometimes not know their status. Sometimes you have a false negative status. Sometimes people lie on purpose because they're stressed. They fear, that
Fear
they will.
stigmatisation.
Yeah, fear stigmatization. And it's better to be safe for yourself than be sorry later on. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, and you said there's also condoms. That condoms are
Absolutely.
a very effective way.
And condoms are the best way to prevent any STIs that are being transmitted, not just HIV. And I think that it's very important to say, especially within the gay community, that yes, you might be on PrEP, and that's absolutely
stop
fine.
You getting syphilis.
Stop you getting it doesn't stop you getting any other STIs, and it's really important to get tested.
What's changed? I feel very like
you still don't wear condoms, so
I'm starting to. I've done, but I think I'm going to open up to this conversation now. Okay. When you're not going to read me for this, it's going to be very open. No, hope it's not too open. I think as a community, we very much stigmatise condom sex. We very much stigmatise the idea, and we're very much, when you're introduced into the gay scene, you lack education and you lack STI education from schools and places, because you think, oh, that doesn't affect me, because all the time that you hear, it's all about straight sex. Straight sex. So you never pay attention in sexual health classes. You never observe sexual health classes. You never think about it. You don't think you're not going to get someone pregnant, so why bother? Then also you get into the gay scene, and you're very much pushed by the stigmatisation of condom sex. You're pushed at the idea condoms don't make.
Okay, let's say let's just be on the record. Also, yes, most times condom sex is a lot harder than sex without condoms. A lot of issues. People have issues with having condom sex, and for example, staying hard. There are those sort of issues that also happen with condom sex. So I think for a lot of people, especially in the not even in the LGBT community, but in the gay community, where there is a very big pressure to perform, because that's how it is. Sadly, everyone knows everyone. And I think that sometimes there is pressure to perform, and a lot of people would rather risk having condomless sex because they might have those issues and they don't want to talk about those issues, than kind of try to solve them.
But I think there's very much still a big push for the idea that condomless sex feels better. Condomless sex is better.
Well, for some people it does.
But at the end of the day, condom sex can feel just as good as condomless, and I know people who actually get attracted to the use of condoms and actually like the idea of condoms, and that's amazing.
And rubber in general.
And rubber. And the thing is that at the end of the day, I think I know there is the problems with keeping hard with condoms. I sometimes struggle with that as well. I put my hands up, but that's very much a psychological thing.
I struggle with that.
Yeah. I think for me,
because it's another it's another step in like having fun. It kind of breaks apart the flow also of what you're doing at the moment, but at the same time it's something that is very necessary, I think, and it's something that you can get used to, and it's something that has to be kind of pushed also quite a lot more, is the fact that yes, if you have sex, for example, and you're getting into the mood with someone that you might not know that well, and with someone that for example hasn't, like, you don't know the status of, and you don't trust that much, and they it turns out that you don't have condoms, that it's okay to say, actually, can we slow down and not do this now, and kind of come back to it.
Be prepared. It's like the whole point of kink is risk assess consensual kink. You've got to be aware of the risks and before you engage and all that. And one of the risks is the transmission of sexually transmitted.
Yeah, but it's also it's also like important that sometimes you have to think about because a lot of times in those situations you don't think about the risks and you just figure it out later. And it is important to be aware of those risks and sometimes be comfortable. There has to be an ability to be comfortable to say, actually, I'm not confident in the fact that this is okay. I would like to slow down and maybe not do stuff. But people have to be a little more be a little bit more proactive about this. And there shouldn't be that much of a stigma about like, oh, why aren't you having sex with me? Why don't you want to do that because we don't have condoms? No, if someone says it, you say, fine, okay, that's absolutely fine with me.
No one should pressurise or force you into a situation that you're not comfortable in.
Absolutely.
And they shouldn't force you or pressurise you into wearing a condom. You are within your right to say no means no, and walk away from the situation. If they start trying to cause drama with you because you walked away from the situation that you weren't comfortable in, they are not in the right. You are in the right. You are always. It's always
safe than sorry.
It's always okay. You are really within your right. It is perfectly good, and it's probably good practice to walk away from scenes that you aren't comfortable with. And a dom or a sub or whoever you are should understand that and accept that. Just a quick question. I'm gonna move on after this.
Shall we read the comments because? Yeah.
Unless being forced is a kink. Well, yes, but it still has to be consensual.
Yeah, it's consensual, non-consensual.
Oh, I love being forced in some ways, but I still have consent there, and I'm still comfortable with the situation.
You have to consent through. You have to consent before the scene, and if at any point during the scene you feel like you're not feeling well, then you have to vocalize it, and the person that you're having the scene with has to immediately stop.
And the dom should also be aware of if you're not feeling well.
And has to read also body language because consent is not just verbal.
I know, Martin, you know, but we always have to talk about it because you know what I'm like. Consent. So, pseudo, I can never say. Have a safe word. What would your safe word be?
Stop.
Okay, that's not fun.
Well, because I'm not going to tell someone to stop when I'm liking it.
Yeah, but what if... But some people have a kink where they have this... It's called consensual, non-consensual, where it's the idea of, like, forcing.
But that's not my kink. So I would never be in that situation, so if I say stop, then that's stop.
Okay.
You're asking what my personally...
Okay.
Say, but I'd be like, stop.
I was hoping for something like pineapple or flower.
No, I find that yeah, okay.
And the safe word shouldn't be harder or go or anything that is positive or yes daddy. That should not be your safe word. Yes daddy is not a good safe word.
Be something that is either so abstract that it is jarring or something that actually means stop.
Lido.
Oh, stop it.
Sudu said, absolutely, I always use a condom, but I always feel like I need to bring this up before I meet someone in the case they're unhappy when I meet them and ask them to use a condom. But I think that's also a good thing because I always try to speak to my partner and I always go, this is what I'm doing in the scene, this is the plan, this is the idea, and a part of that, if the part of that is sexual intercourse, then you should also say, as part of sexual intercourse for me, I use safe practices. I will be using a condom, and also I think if you do randomly do a hookup, which does happen, I think some people are sometimes shocked that you ask to use a condom, but I don't know why, and I think that's something that needs to change within our ethos.
Absolutely, and you have to also have condoms with you.
Yeah, have condoms with you. Put one in your pocket. Put one in your wallet. I need to do that when I get my wallet.
I always have a condom in my wallet.
I have them in my bag.
I need to switch my condom because that condom in my wallet has been there for ages. I'm not very, proactive.
4 years.
Well, no, I'm not very proactive, so I don't really use that on myself, do I?
But you can have a posh wank once in a while.
But I'm not posh, so...
Oh, no, you're not. You're not Charlie. Charlie's posh. He's from Cambridge.
Oh, fuck's sake. God.
He's from Cambridge. So... Another thing that happened, we talked a lot about HIV and
yeah, but it's an important, and it was an important part.
Yeah. What have we had? LGBT History Month.
Yeah,
we've done a lot on our social media. You run our social media.
Yes, I do. So, yeah, we had a couple of. we wanted to have a theme every single week of LGBTQ plus History Month. So the first week we did HIV related content and kind of history surrounding HIV. We highlighted some really I don't remember who we highlighted.
We
highlighted some people from the leather community.
We had Tom of Finland.
Tom of Finland, yes.
Yep, we had Lady Phil. Lady Phil is the co-founder of...
That's this week. I'm talking week-wise.
Oh, I'm not doing in order. Don't ask me to do in order, because God, I don't know what's happening last week. We had Lady Phil, who was the co-founder of UK Black Pride, an amazing black woman.
Yes. And she does a lot of outreach.
She does loads.
So she doesn't only do outreach to... Well, she doesn't do only UK-based outreach. She does a lot of work with certain charities in... globally, especially within African countries, because a lot of African countries, many people know this, are very highly Christian, especially Catholic. And there are a lot of issues with discrimination. Not just Catholic, also Muslim. There's just a lot of discrimination in those countries. But because
a lot of those countries, it's illegal to be homosexual.
Absolutely, and I think it's a very important point to kind of.
When did we get rid of being? What was it? We did a lot about our UK history. Was it 2004, 2003? Where we
2003
got rid of section.
Section 5, 2005.
Section 20.
Because it was a 2004 mandate, but it was put in place in 2005.
They say it's Act 2004. They say mandate 2004, but it means
2000. So it was created 2004, but it was put into effect in 2005.
Don't hold us up to this. Roberta Cowell, we had who was a trans pioneer who had gender affirming surgery.
The first one in the UK, right?
One of the first.
I don't know if it's the first one, but
I don't think there's always controversy of who did who was first, who won the medal.
We had Rebel Dykes.
We talked about Rebel Dykes, who are doing an amazing to a community. Rebel Dykes was sort of is a lesbian
biker group association.
we'll make all the words.
It was a biker group.
Yeah, biker leather group.
Leather women.
They made a kink and fetish, female only bar in London. I'm trying to find the post that we had.
And there's a beautiful kind of historical what is it? It's a art. Not a show. What are they? Yeah, it's like a photo gallery, right? For Rebel Dykes.
Oh, they're doing a movie.
Oh, a movie.
They're doing a movie. They're doing a short movie. No?
I thought they were also doing a like gallery show.
I don't know yet. Don't ask me. But they are doing a movie. Check them out at Rebel Dykes on Twitter and on Instagram. They've done a short little documentary movie sort of thing for one of the film festivals that are online at the moment. I think that's going to be amazing to watch. I can't wait to watch it. It's something that I don't know a lot about. That's why I'm a bit confused. But yeah, it's something that I would love to watch and a different side of the scene.
I mean, you're not identifying as a lesbian yet.
No, not
yet.
No.
We never know in the future.
God, don't start. But yeah, we've highlighted a lot of things. We talked about a lot of things. We had all the questions this week. I'm going to find a question for you folks at home. While Zael talks about some other stuff.
That's unexpected. I don't know what to talk about. Well, yeah, we did a lot of different things.
We did symbols, didn't we? And flags.
Yeah, so we highlighted a lot of different LGBTQ plus symbols and flags. The last one coming up tomorrow. Actually, I'm posting about the lambda symbol. But
a tattoo I want soon, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you?
I've got the question.
Okay, fine. What's the question?
Okay, so folks at home, question of the night is... Of the night. Ooh! What was the name of the first official Pride Walk? What was the name of the first official Pride Walk?
Why are you stealing the question that I wanted to do tomorrow?
Is it actually?
Yes.
So you get ahead in 1970. You get a head start, and you'll actually know the correct answer tonight. So if you know the answer tonight, you can post it in the comments tomorrow, and have the chance of winning 25% off our Pride store. Where's the music? Woo! The sound effects.
Oh God. I don't know. You're the one in charge of tech.
I don't have a sound effect for ooh.
Yeah. So by the way, while we're on it, we're doing questions every single day for the next couple of days on our Twitter. So go over to our Twitter, follow us on Animagi CIC, and answer questions in order to be entered into a raffle for 25% off our Pride store. So we have a lot of flags, we have pins at the moment, and but you can hold that discount onto a later date because we might be updating our store soon, potentially.
I'm the chairperson and I have no idea what's going on.
That's fine, I'm pushing that.
Okay. So I think another part for me, and I think it's going to sound weird me saying this, but I mean,
you always sound weird.
I always sound weird. I think another part of LGBTQ plus History Month that's important, especially with America, what's going on in America, is Black History Month. Is Black LGBTQ+.
I did not know what you were going with. There's so much happening in America right now. I didn't know which direction you would be going with that.
So I think it's important to be aware of Black LGBT history or Q.
Just
Q
in general, BIPOC.
Also talking about trans history. A lot of culture that we get. As a community, as a queer community, actually comes a lot from minorities within our minority. We got the ballroom scenes. I've watched Pose this month. Love Pose.
It doesn't help your dad dancing.
It does not help my daddy dancing.
It's not daddy, it's dad dancing. Daddy dancing would be great, thank you.
So, but it talks about the ball scene. The ball scene. Ball.
Well, no, it's called the ballroom scene.
It's also known as ball scene.
No, it's called the ballroom scene.
Anyway.
No, it's called the ballroom scene. You're not going to go to someone and say, it's a ball scene.
I will show you later. It's a different way.
Okay,
And the ballroom scene.
Yes.
Okay. A ballroom scene where it's actually got a lot of our... a lot of what we do nowadays, like RuPaul's Drag Race, is based off the ballroom scene. A lot of what goes on there, there's influences, takes influence from it. There's a lot of what we do nowadays, it's influence. We've got voguing. The voguing came from the ballroom scene. It's a dance that we see a lot of queer people doing, and we see a lot in our queer spaces.
And it's something, it's very interesting because I think that LGBTQ plus groups are some of the most unique groups culturally that aren't based around, like a country or a single religion. It's people from all different backgrounds, from all different ethnicities and groups and sexualities that come together and have created something completely unique.
Well, and I think I think we need to recognise that. We need to recognise that our community is diverse. Our community has different sexualities and gender identities. I'm not going to start that argument. And we also have different races, we have different religions, we have all different types of people that are within our community. We have consensual non-monogamous relationships. We have monogamous
I thought you said non-consensual non-monogamous relationships. Like, this is not what we're going with, but no, consensual non-monogamous relationships.
Yeah, consensual non-monogamous relationships, so CNM. Sounds like a new show, doesn't it? CNM, we have monogamous relationships, we have different ethnicities, religions, sexualities, gender identities. We've got all the kink and fetishes. We're such a diverse...
We have even allies, like we have to also recognise the fact that anyone can be in the LGBTQ plus community at the end of the day, as long as you support the community, as long as you support the people and everyone in that community. You're welcome regardless of gender, religion, identity, sexuality, religion, all of that. And I think that's an important thing to do.
No one's got the question yet, have they?
No.
Just again, if you would like to answer the question...
It is a hard question, you do know.
Really?
Yes.
1970, what was the first ever Pride?
I wouldn't have gotten that. Yes.
And we'll tell you that.
You only know that because you wrote the fucking question.
No,
Oh, I swore. Sorry.
Beep! Censor.
I don't know if I can swear on the podcast. We never decided that.
Jamie, don't fire us. I wouldn't have got that either.
See, I told you.
Should we get another easy one?
Yes, I think that we should get another easy one because I think that you overestimate my ability to guess things. Yeah.
Should we have a bit more of a kink and fetishy one? I can come up with one in my head.
Go for it.
Let me have a think about a question.
Yeah, you can use ones that were used before.
No, that's cheating. Oh no, I could do this one.
This was ages
In
ago.
what year did Lady Gaga's single Born This Way come out?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah. So we've got two
I
questions.
I still don't know. I have no concept of the...
I was born this way. Da, da, da. Oh no, I'm going to get copyrighted. I can't sing.
Well, you can't sing, period. I don't think we'll be copyrighted with your voice.
Well, you are Pups, so yes. I don't know what that was to do. Not singing, not being able to sing. You are Pups, you can't sing. You just yelp. So, yes, we have the History Month. Also, we've got Women's History Month coming up.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be exciting. Yeah. Oh, are we doing something for that? AKA, am I doing something for that?
No, Alex is doing something for that.
Okay, that's
fine.
As long as I don't have to do a question every single day.
Oh, Charlie said 2010. Any other options? Might be right, might not be right. We'll tell you later on. So another thing is that I'm going to talk a bit about Animagi now because I'm going to steal the spotlight. I've got the spotlight. I've got my voice. I'm going to talk about it. Also, I need to shave. Oh yes, definitely shave.
No, it's fine. Let's wait for a breakdown.
Is this because you wanted a kink? Oh yes, but we always want a kink and fetish question.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, Animagi as a group is LGBTQ plus focused, but also focused on kink and fetish.
LGBTQ plus community interest company focusing on kink and fetish.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we started out in May after having an amazing event that happened on the 15th of March.
Can you elaborate on that? Because I think people are confused. So first, you created a group that was in charge of the pup event called Pile of Pets.
Yep. So
in Reading.
It wasn't just a pup event. I started to do bunny play.
Yes.
And
pet play event. Sorry.
Pet play. Yeah. So I did bunny play. I had a few friends that I had started to get in contact with.
You got a bit too rowdy with the bunny play during the event. I saw your back being bled.
Yeah, I've still got a scar from that. It doesn't normally end up that dangerous. It's just that I bounced around and someone jokingly grabbed my harness and just caught me badly. Yeah. But it's fine. Accidents happen. But I was a bunny. I had a friend who was a kitten. I had different people, different types of pets.
Yeah, we had a couple of furry.
I had a furry. I know a friend was furry, and I was like, let's just make an event that's encompassing of all pets. Furs if they would like to. People who are also into ABDL. And we'll have them all into one space, really nice, focusing on pet play, but talking about different offshoots. And
I think we also had people who were just into general fetish, because it was very casual. We're not gonna judge anyone saying, "Oh, you're not a pet, so you can't enter."
It was very casual, very nice. We had some nice soft play areas. We had a chat by someone come in who's a member of Reading Pride.
Yes.
Come in and chat. And talk about things mainly safety. And we had a real great time, and we had about 30 to 40 people. Then doom and gloom COVID came.
Well, that was the last pet play event before COVID, so that title was ours.
And we won't be the first, I can do that. So that went well. I got approached by Pride because they saw how well we had done at the event. And said, we would like you to do, to run a pet play area at Pride. And I went, yes, happily do it, but one condition, that it's not just a pet area, because I'm also into leather, rubber, I'm into everything, just name it, not into everything, but into quite a lot.
I was about to say,
yeah,
I can think of several things
I'm not into.
It's like saying, I have no limits.
Oh God, don't start that conversation another time. Charlie was saying Pile of Pets was the last event was the last event I went to before lockdown.
Well, glad to let you know that was the last event ever. Not ever, just before lockdown.
It's the last event ever. No, it won't be.
Wow.
But we so
Like that.
so I said on one condition that we do a kink and fetish. So we focus on leather, we focus on rubber, we focus on, and we talk about it and educate about it, because I feel as a young queer kink and fetishist,
Why
didn't
are you
I
young?
say that? I'm young.
Out of all those labels, you're young.
I'm 20. I'm going
21. You're basically senile at
I'm
this point.
21 soon. But how old are you? Anyway,
I am timeless. You don't ask a lady that question.
can I get on with my conversation?
Yes.
But anyway, so we ended up that we decided that we needed to really make this a sedimentary thing. We realised that prides weren't being as inclusive as they could be in educating on sexual relationships, sexual intimacy, kink and fetish, romantic relationships, like non-consensual, non-monogamous relationships. And we really felt that from a point of view of history also, that the leather communities, Charlie will be 30. Oh, 30! Gay death! He's dying!
Yeah.
We've got to do a funeral.
Well, yeah, when are you having a funeral? Can we come in? I can hold your casket.
That's good. That'll be a great birthday.
Yeah.
Can we have a birthday where I'm pulled in by a casket?
That'll be my birthday.
Okay, we'll do that. But
No, that'll be the day after my birthday.
so anyway, so we realised that prides need work more of that, and we've done that, and also we want to do more events.
Yep.
COVID kept going on. I'm not going to repeat that. I'm a lady. You can repeat that. You said that earlier. So we carried on. We ended up that we did a survey. We realised what we were talking about was actually true. We had over 100 people tell us that they weren't feeling included at prides, that they were not educated, they were not being supportive enough in general. I'm not talking, some prides are really great and doing really well.
I think it's very important to say also, because with that survey, we had a lot of focus backlash from a very small group of people who were very vocal on the internet. Toughs. But I think that's an important thing I think it's an important thing to say also, that a lot of prides are quite scared of having kink and fetish people at prides, and are quite scared of.
I don't know why you're scared of me.
I mean, I'm always scared of you. Have you seen yourself?
I remember when someone on Grindr said I was scary. I was like, oh, me scary? But yeah.
I don't know. Oh yeah. So I think a lot of people. Can you stop? I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to be serious. But yeah, I think a lot of prides have a little bit of a preconception that if they include kink and fetish people who are always in prides, they will get a lot of backlash from communities. I think especially now, prides have been quite rebranded a lot of times to be very, how do I say it, commercialized events. And when I hear stuff being said like, I don't think Leatherman should be shown at prides because it is inappropriate for our children.
The other thing is that people, so we as a community, educationally wise, we as a community got rid of this idea, tried to really push this idea that we're not sexual, that we don't have sex, and that all we want is marriage.
And I think that exactly because that's kind of what a lot of the community had to push at the time in order to get the laws that we needed to be passed. But in doing so, we kind of got ourselves into a rut where a lot of people in the community now are opposed to actually accepting kink and fetish, for example, back, because they themselves now hold a kind of inherent stigma against kink and fetish because they don't want to be seen as sexual, and they don't want to just be seen as people who have prolific sex.
The important thing is that the leather community's been there since Pride started, Stonewall started, and have been there through the AIDS crisis, talking about safety, consent, safe sex, You saw Tom of Finland that we highlighted, who did a whole condom drawing, and it's actually still used in Finland. His drawings are still used, and it's so important to talk about their history. And when people say, "Oh, we shouldn't have kink and fetish at Pride," because they're not a part of our community. Actually, I think it's an important subculture of our community, and we've got so many interesting subcultures, so many interesting communities. Why aren't we highlighting them?
And you know what gets me on my nerves the most is when people say, "Oh, we don't really feel like the kink and fetish community should be represented at Pride because it's not a sexuality." I'm like,
well, there's so many wrongs with that thing. It's because LGBT communities are sexuality and gender identity.
No,
I think also,
but I think
like they want to highlight bears as well. And it's like we've got to highlight all of our communities within our.
I think that at this point, the LGBTQ plus community has transcended a little bit the whole idea of, oh, I'm just a man who has sex with men, or I'm a woman who has sex with women, and that's what I want to do. And as I said, it has grown into a culture that has grown into its own group that has its own culture, it has its own history, it has its own representatives and kind of unique traits, and it's not just around who you have sex with anymore. It's a lot with how you identify, having a safe space for yourself, and being kind of generally accepted. And the kink and fetish communities, different ones, leather, rubber, whatever, have always been at the forefront of fighting for rights for everyone. And it's kind of depressing sometimes to see that they have been there. They have been there forever. They have been always helping people, and now that they need help, people are not helping back.
But I think also when we're talking about leather, rubber, and all that, we're not just talking about gay males. A lot of people think, oh, it's just gay males trying to get space, and we're talking about, and that's why I wanted to build our company. I wanted to be genuine inclusive. There's leather dykes.
Yeah, my favourite one is these are just aggressive gay males who want to be potentially predatory towards young children. That's my favourite one.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
So I've got pressing news. We're now a news channel. Breaking news from the from Kings Meadow. We're actually by Kings Meadow. It's not about Reading Pride. It's about, so we work also with the group that we work with is Pride in Gloucestershire. One of the first groups to reach out to us and want to be inclusive of kink fetish. We did an amazing podcast with them around September time.
Yes.
You can still watch that on YouTube, Pride in Gloucestershire. They have just announced to me in a message, so I've just got a message, that on the 11th of September they will be doing a physical Pride.
Well, if
following,
it allows.
but following they message here, they will still be following guidelines and watching the situation closely. Some restrictions may still be in place. But it's good news that we're looking that we might have a physical Pride.
Absolutely.
And a Pride that is inclusive of our community.
Yeah.
And it's a really good thing.
And we'll be there, so we'll make sure that it's inclusive.
Yeah. Have you heard us two trying to make it so inclusive? It's like screaming and shouting.
It's fine.
We're like kids throwing toys.
People won't have much opposition when we tie them up and that is it. You can't complain if you're. It's fine. Continue. That sounded a lot better in my head, and it's going to stay in my head.
So September
11th.
September 11th. It is Gloucester Park in Gloucester.
Gloucester Park.
Gloucester Park.
Is it along with another, or are there multiple Gloucester Parks?
There's multiple Gloucester Parks. That's the whole point.
Okay, cool. I was just checking if I understood it correctly.
Yeah. So Gloucester Park, come and see us. We're hopefully going to have depending on COVID restrictions, we're hopefully going to have an area. We're definitely going to have a Pride walk, and we're going to see if we can do a few more meets on the day. And we really want to
meet and greet. We'll take pictures with everyone.
We're not angry. We're not.
What do you mean?
We're not Amp yet. We're not Amp and Christopher yet. You can wait.
How dare you? I will tell you that I have 4,000 followers on Twitter.
How many have I got?
Huh?
How many have I got?
That's irrelevant.
Yes, thank you. Shush. Now, it's Queen's talking. You're the little princess.
It's fine.
Has anyone got the questions yet? Has anyone got the questions yet?
Yeah, Charlie said.
Charlie guessed it. Anyone else guessing? So when was Lady Gaga's single Born This Way come out? Also...
That's not grammatically correct.
No, it's not grammatically correct, but it's out of my mouth.
When did?
Anyway, and the next one is...
Are we doing another one?
Well, the other one was in 1970, what was the first?
No one's going to get that. But
you never know. Martin's online. Martin might get it.
I don't think Martin's online.
Has Martin gone off? Oh, okay. Bye,
Slag.
you can't say that either!
What do you mean? It's not a swear word.
Whatever.
It's a fact.
Charlie was saying big companies have sided with prides. They're taking away our pride to express ourselves. But it is to express ourselves. And if you want to express...
and you know what bugs me the most is companies that change their logo to a freaking rainbow symbol for the month of June, only to change it back after the month of June because they're like, oh, we're inclusive. Okay, now it's fine.
Or companies that don't do anything.
Except for, what is it, Papa John's?
No, we're not talking about Papa John's.
I was saying Papa John's has a rainbow flag.
You just love the
rainbow. I love the rainbow
I've been
flag.
told that Papa John's, you shouldn't be buying Papa John's because they support like companies that are anti-LGBTQ+.
But I like their special garlic
You like
dip.
the special garlic dip and you like the rainbow.
Yeah. They're really, I mean, it's really easy to pander to have a garlic dip and rainbows.
But if you really want to be LGBTQ+ supportive, there's a small venture being sorted out with chocolates. I hear. Jamie with his chocolates.
Oh, Jamie has been producing everything. I don't know.
So
I've seen beers being brewed. I've seen chocolates being casted. I don't know what Jamie is doing in this.
That's the other one. Can't wait for the inevitable "Love Your Thank You NHS" flag.
Oh my God!
So the actual
this and the tree of the COVID tree, my favourite things to happen this year.
The NHS flag. You can do the COVID tree. So the NHS flag, the rainbow, so the NHS do have a rainbow, and the rainbow is actually a rainbow. So
it's 7 colours.
And also, yeah, they use different colours, and it's a rainbow. No one owns a rainbow. The rainbow exists.
No, but it's 7 coloured rainbow.
Yeah, 7 coloured rainbow in the form of a rainbow. Yeah. It's not a flag, like a flag. That flag is symbolic of the LGBTQ+ community. The current one that we use is a 6-coloured flag that has been previous versions by Gilbert Baker. We now have what we have is also used and should be used more often. It's the progress flag. The progress flag.
I don't have one here.
No, it's in the hallway. Is black, has chevrons with black, brown, pink, blue and white. The black and brown are to symbolise people of colour. Black also symbolises...
Kink and fetish?
No.
I thought black was kink and fetish.
No, it's HIV.
Oh.
It's to symbolise HIV, the people suffering with HIV. You can think that, darling. And the blue, white and pink symbolises trans communities. It shows where we need, as a community, to progress. Yes. We need to progress our inclusivity of people of colour, of people with HIV and HIV stigma and the HIV pandemic altogether, and also trans inclusivity in our spaces. It's very important that we do this, and it's very important that we say this.
Oh my God.
I
didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Can we call them out, please?
So did you see the Plymouth Bus Company literally rebrand their Pride bus in the NHS? No, we didn't. And don't think that's really a great idea. But that's our flag situation. There are new flags coming out where they're putting more chevrons on to show how we need support in other areas. That we do need to show.
I don't feel like that's enough.
Yeah, but there is other points where we need to talk about. There is bi-erasure. We do see often quite a lot of bi-erasure, and there are certain areas within our community that we do need to focus on. Does it need to be on a flag?
That's a conversation. Because at the same time, how many chevrons can you have before you fill out the entire flag? and how many colours can you put onto the flag until they start matching? Because remember, we already have a blue, and blue is also part of the bi flag, and purple is part of the bi flag, and it's also on the LGBT flag already.
Well, it's up to people's discussion.
Absolutely.
And it's very much, but it's an important note to say that there are other issues such as bi-erasure, and other issues that we do face in our community, and it's good that they are getting recognised.
Yes.
Can
I talk about
you can talk about the Tree of Life.
Okay.
We were over time, but you can talk about the Tree of Life.
What do you mean? We're already over time.
Yeah, we're already over time. You were like, oh, we're not going to go over time today.
I said let's take it short and sweet and 45 minutes.
No, we're
it's
not.
already an hour.
We can't stop talking.
Yeah. The situation with the Tree of Life is BBC decided that it would be a very smart thing to plant a tree, put a lot of red ribbons on it, and say thank you to everyone in this really hard time of COVID and all the survivors.
And each ribbon symbolised someone
who died of COVID.
Yeah, or 100.
They decided to do that on the week of, what is it, HIV awareness?
No, it was World AIDS Day.
Yeah, but World AIDS Day. It was on World AIDS Day.
World AIDS Day. So it was on World AIDS Day.
World Day. Yeah.
It was on World AIDS Day. It's on the 1st of December.
Yeah.
And it was also, for a bit of history...
Well, but that's HIV Awareness Week too.
Sort of, yes.
No, it is, because we advertise it as HIV Awareness Week.
And it's World AIDS Day.
I just didn't know
it was
actually
on the day.
So...
And the thing is, with historically wise, before you go on to what actually happened, historically, what communities used to do was there was normally a tree. This happened in Cardiff. There's one in Cardiff that's been discovered recently.
There's one being planted by Gloucestershire
Pride.
It's been planted. It's going to be shown in September.
Yeah, and it's going to be announced and everything. And what they would do on World AIDS Day is they would go and put ribbons on the tree for lost ones.
Red ribbons.
Red ribbons that for people they have lost during due to
the pandemic.
AIDS epidemic. And red ribbons were actually originally have been used since 1991. So it's not like it's just started recently. 1991, I believe.
Yeah. And I think it's an important thing to know that there aren't that many coloured ribbons that are being used. There is red for HIV. There is pink for breast cancer.
There are some overlaps in
colours. But pink for what is like another big one?
I think
there are like 3 different colours. There are like very well known. There are 3 really big colours.
I forgot what black is.
Or maybe black. I think black is just red.
I thought it was. Anyway,
either way, there are 3 or 4 colours that are.
There's a whole.
Okay, can I finish? There are 3 to 4 colours that most people know, with red being always HIV, and BBC decided to advertise the NHS tree with red ribbons, and when everyone said this is highly inappropriate on World AIDS Day,
on the day that we actually do this historically for multiple years, and it's been done for multiple years in the past.
Yeah, and their response was, oh, there are so many different ribbons with so many different meanings, and we just decided to take this one
and tie it differently. And it was like, yes, but do you not know the significance of the day? Do you not know that you just copied the exact same thing that we as a community have done? You're pretty much erasing our history by overwriting it. Yeah. That is not acceptable. Defund the BBC. Don't the D. What's it? What's the D? The camp? Don't defund DDC. Defund BBC. We like Davina De Campo.
I mean,
I love Davina.
She's funny. She's quirky. Yeah. Either way, but I think that's part of a bigger issue that, once again, it's
as a community we're being erased.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's taking away symbols and
taking away our voice.
I wouldn't mind if they owned up to it and said sorry. Lapse in judgment. We're going to be fine, but don't give us bullshit. People are smart, and people will not take the whole, oh, we just wanted to choose a color and tie it differently so it's not the same. It's ribbons on a tree on World AIDS Day, and you're calling it the COVID tree.
And you pretty much, you're saying that our voices matter by saying we're not actually taking up our voice and not actually listening to what we're saying.
No, you're just making excuses. You're not owning up to that mistake.
You're ignoring the minority. You're not listening to our voice.
And some the thing that annoys me the most is this is the BBC. It's not it's not a group, a local group that is like, you know what, we will plant a tree and we'll tie some ribbons and we'll say that it's a COVID tree. It's an executive company. There are so many steps that would have had to be taken for this thing to happen and to be advertised.
Remember, political though.
Yeah, but like you know.
Do you not know that point? The BBC, but I've been told what BBC is one of the. Oh, we're just gonna go for the BBC. We're just gonna attack the BBC. I don't care. The BBC can come for me. You can come for me, darling BBC. BBC is one of
some BBC.
I love the BBC. But the BBC is one of the most controlled mediums of the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the thing is they have shown in the past they're not inclusive of our community. No. One point is that they've said that no person with BBC can go to Prides. They have retracted that, but I don't think they really retracted that in a.
No, I think
they still listen to the LGBT Alliance,
that promotes them
promote them and talk about them and talk about and promote anti-trans talks and anti-trans.
I mean, the whole promotion video that they did with campaign that they did with J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling has also supposedly got an award because she's gone through so much turmoil as a person this year. Okay, right. We're not going to talk. That's not inclusive of our trans members. She's attacked many of our trans members of our community. Yes, I don't agree with always some of the aggressivity that we have and sometimes the way that we communicate, but she has attacked many of our community, has purposely attacked a minority, and she's very much talked about it in a negative way. She's promoted anti-trans policies, promoted anti-trans messages. She is using her platform for a bad reason, and she should not keep her platform. And by the BBC giving her the platform and keeping that platform is ugly. It's not. It should not happen. Yeah. And then you have the COVID tree. And it ever so often seems that we just keep it in this cycle where this medium is keeping promoting as negative. It's promoted anti-LGBTQ plus stuff. And it's not on. It should not be on. We should not be accepting it. We should not be sitting here going, oh, yes, oh, that's fine, yes, oh...
No, my favourite argument is that everyone forgets about it because apparently Drag Race was on BBC. So that's absolutely acceptable. So they're absolutely inclusive of the community because they're showing one show.
But at the end of the day, it's not enough because the thing is that the news is mainly the news and the policies behind it. The TV shows are generally not too bad, but the policies and the news, everything behind it is so against us. I swear that we at some point we'll probably get negatively put into the BBC. I can't wait for that day. That'll be a fun day. But
didn't they have this whole weird where Spots was on? Was that also part of the BBC?
No, that was Channel 4.
Oh, Channel 4. That wasn't ideal either.
No, that wasn't a great representation of Pup Play in my opinion. But that's the different matter. But we continue to have it, and we'll keep having it, and we'll keep having to fight the media. We have media that's supposed to be inclusive and still call Pride gay pride. And I'm like, excuse me, we keep telling you not to say gay pride because it's not gay pride. Pride is not just for gay people. Pride is for everyone. Why are you building into this idea that prides are just for gay people to go out, get really naked and get drunk? It's not about that.
I do it, but it's not just for me.
It's for me too. Me as the non-binary person gets to do it.
You're not a lesbian yet. You might go full circle.
But we've got really important topics, and we've got these topics such as the media that are going wrong. We've got trans policies that are really getting pushed down the government policy. We got a really bad result last year. I don't know what's going to happen with the gender reform this year.
I have no idea.
We don't know. It could go awfully badly again, not do any progress.
You have sex work acts, the was it Nordic model coming in?
Oh yeah, we might.
Well, trying to become.
We might have the idea that we're just going to ban all sex work altogether and put really hard policies in place for sex workers, which stigmatise the sex work and negatively impacting sex work and punishing sex work, has actually been seen to be negative for the community and for everyone, because if you negatively impact sex work and you don't give it a platform and you don't talk about it, people don't talk about it, poor sexual health, poor consent, poor safety and consensual matters don't happen in those areas because people aren't all able to talk about sex work, and that causes a decrease to the general wider community because they are part of that community. You can't just shove them into a corner. Oh, that was going to make a joke there, but I thought that was going to be sensitive.
Same.
you didn't say one.
No, I was going to completely different one.
Okay, you know what I was going to do. No. We'll talk about it later. Okay. But yeah, it's really oppressive. It's really appalling. Hopefully we can go to Pies this year.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully we can make an impact. Hopefully we can talk about consent.
I said that I'm getting naked at Prides. I've never actually been to a Pride, so this is all hypothetical. Stop stripping me.
You said you want to get naked.
This is not that kind of show.
No, you have to go to Cam 4. They'll be on there later.
How dare you. I'm a lady, I don't do that stuff.
If you don't know what Cam 4 is, don't Google it on your work laptop. That will not happen good. I feel like James is going to tell me off for that joke.
Well, Camfall.
Camfall. Or OnlyFans. They do OnlyFans live now, don't they?
Do they?
OnlyFans. Yeah.
Oh, they do live stuff.
They do live shows on OnlyFans now.
Oh, fair.
OnlyFans. Promo us if you want to. Would love promo.
My OnlyFans is.
don't. But the thing is that we're hopefully going to make Impact a Prize this year. We're trying to build a membership program so we're a bit more visible and you can have a bit more impact with us. Hopefully we've had a nice sit down with you folks. I think about 3 people. Folks today had a chat. So if I ask the question, do you think you get it right? So, in which year did Lady Gaga release Born This Way?
I think it was 2010.
No, 2011. It was 2011. 2011. And what was the first ever
Pride? Oh, fuck knows. I don't know still.
You can't say that.
What do you mean?
You said the F word.
So?
Anyway.
We're talking about kink and fetish. I can swear on this street. I decided that. This is it. We have warnings that are plus 18 content there. Therefore, I can swear. Because we would already be demonetized if we were on YouTube, by the way. Because we have kink and fetish content, so might as well swear.
If we bake in one more, we'll break all of them.
Exactly.
That's another issue, but we won't talk about it today.
What?
Instagram and.
Oh yeah, we can talk about this later. I think this is a
get someone on for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and the one, the first ever walk was Christopher Street Walk. Christopher Street Walk was where.
No one knows that.
But they do now. And you will know it for tomorrow's question. You go onto our socials at Animagi.
Well, maybe I'll change the question tomorrow then.
Oh, don't change the question. To give them a chance. They want something. They want to win something. They haven't won anything this year. They might not even win the 21st of June.
Then go to the question today. It's really easy.
What's the question today?
Which World War II hero has been rescinded for being gay?
I'm going to give you a hint. Enigma code.
Wow, okay, well, so say the name then.
No, that's be fine. Anyway, we're going to wrap up. Any questions before we wrap up? We've run 15 minutes over time. James is going to be like, well, we always run over time, don't worry about it.
But they also have fun games and we're sitting on our couch. We're moving! I'm so excited.
We might get a new background soon.
Yeah, we might be getting a new background.
We might be in the dungeon.
You're not gonna build the dungeon for ages. We can sit in the living room, but we'll have a nice living room and a nice couch.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to ask a question, I would like to say before just as we finish, thank you to Club F.O.D again for having us on
as always,
and talk about generally nothing today.
It was just a rant session, so
we just needed it.
Yes.
Thank you to Zael for not killing me for the 15th time, I think it nearly is.
Well, I have to wait till you actually write me into your will before I kill you.
Then you can get.
Otherwise, I don't get it.
Then you can get on my gear.
Exactly.
Also, thank you to Animagi CIC for supporting me. I know. And thank you to the non-guests that we had today. But thank you.
Yay!
But the guest that we did have today is you folks at home. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. If there is any questions, you can always send us a message at Animagi CIC, or you can contact us on Telegram if you have our Telegram, or contact at Animagi. Contact at animagi.co.uk.
I think so.
Yeah, contact at animagi.co.uk.
Send us an email. Be creative. Write us a handwritten letter on a parchment with invisible ink. I'll be very, very impressed. Oh no, because they don't. Should we give them our address?
No.
What do you mean? If you're giving someone your address on a public forum is a bad idea.
We're not doing that. I got taught as a child not to do that.
I just want the tough hate letters. I just love them. We could do that and then have those hate letters and do a reading session at the end of every single.
Yeah, but
show.
I don't want a bomb coming in my letterbox.
True. I don't think they're that creative. It will be a glitter bomb, or pit.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that.
I thought you were into anything.
Not anyway, I'm going to finish on that.
Yeah.
What should I say?
Sorry.
But should we do what happened to Christmas did? What's the safe word today?
Thank you so much also for to Thumper for always being there with me, except for next time because they're pissing off. Thank you very much for that. Bye. Bye. No one cares. Either way, before we have a domestic, have a good night, and I will see you sometime soon. It's not very much a weekly woof anymore, but you know,
it's bi-weekly. It's bi-weekly woof. We're supporting our bi community.
Absolutely. By doing half the content.
By doing half the content for half the work. Anyway, hopefully you had a great time. Hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks.
The next video. Bye.
I'm having my birthday break and you'll have just Zael. Okay. Have fun. We will see you next 2 weeks. Bye. Bye.